G'day team, welcome to another video. Today we are off to South Australia, Tailem Bend, to compete in Driftmasters, which is about a 7-hour drive from here. Ended up having a couple of dramas with the car, which I'll tell you guys about in the car on the way there. But the car is good and ready to go, which I'm pretty stoked about. Tara's good to go.
Yay!
Yeah, she's excited. Fingers crossed that the car does what it needs to do. Brand new engine, new tune, 280 kilowatt as you saw in the dyno video. If you didn't see that, hit the last video and check it out. We're gonna get on the road. Woo! So we are in the car on the way to South Australia, but first we need to swing by Damon and Nikki's to pick them up because they add to the world's best pit crew, along with Tara. So yeah, I had a couple of dramas with the car after the dyno tune. We were seeing kind of low oil pressure on the dyno, not low enough to kind of be super worried, just kind of, but it was low. So the next day after the dyno tune, I started the car and it had zero oil pressure, nil, none at all, which is really bad. So I pulled the oil feed line off the turbo and the oil send line to the Vanos off and started the car just to see whether my gauge was broken, and we did in fact have oil pressure, but there was no oil coming out of either of those places, which is really bad. So you have to assume from then on that something's wrong with the oil pump. So not last night but night before, I had to push the car into the garage, drop the subframe, drop the sump, and there's a little nut on the oil pump that comes off, which is really common on E36s and the 6-cylinder engines, but it wasn't that. That was not the problem. The nut was still on, it was still tight. So I pulled the oil pump off and replaced it with the oil pump out of our old engine, and that fixed the problem. Yeah, put some fresh oil in it, started it up, boom. We've got a lot of oil pressure coming in now, which is really awesome. So bled the coolant today, chucked it on the trailer. We've got it on the trailer behind us, and now we're heading to South Australia. So now we just have to hope that everything we've done, all the precautions we've taken with this new engine, oil pump and dyno tune and everything, that the car's gonna run smoothly as it needs to. The only one point I guess I'm really slightly worried about is the gearbox, because we're still running the Get Drag, but it is what it is. So yeah, we're on the road, gonna pick up Damon and Nikki, get some food, and then head to our little cabin in South Australia. I'm super pumped. Look who's here, mate. Oh, he's got the most important thing of the whole trip. The beers. Just loading up the rest of the stuff. Filling the race car up, of course, with gear. We're balls deep into the trip now. I think we've got like 4.5 hours before we get there. We've finally eaten some food. Obviously Damon is here with us now. Nikki's in the back. I'm surprised we can't see you. You're so white, you usually stand out like a freaking sore thumb. You can see the glasses. And then Tara's there as well somewhere.
We crack a thumbs up for every K I've driven for Mike.
Everyone hit that thumbs up button for every kilometre that he's driven for me, which is like
we need at least like 20,000.
Yeah,
likes.
probably.
Oh my God, yeah.
Something like that. But it's a beautiful night for a drive. We're driving to a cabin with 4 bunk beds, which is super exciting. Living the cheap drifter life. I'm just excited for tomorrow. What part are you most excited for tomorrow?
Most exciting part. Cracking open a blue can after racing.
Oh, beers.
Yeah, beers.
Cool, that's pretty much the standard. So all we need is the car to stay in one piece. Hashtag JB World. And we'll be sweet to go. Whee! We've made it to our amenities. Look at this. Prison cell vibes all round.
I've got spots on mine.
Oh, you got some spots on yours? That's like, oh, that's nice. You don't know what that is.
See the
Why do I have a plastic bag?
blood.
Alright, so it's like 12:30, midnight pretty much. We're all super tired. Been driving for like 7 hours or 8 hours or whatever the hell it is. So we're gonna get some sleep. Wake up in the morning, have some coffee, get fresh. Damon is definitely running on no sleep and he's a little bit stroppy, so. What about this?
He doesn't make bed any time in his life. Don't even work out.
Mike, don't turn around, my dick's out.
Turn around. That's
You can.
what my brain told me. It's like, every now and then you get to see Damon's dick. Fucking need you more tonight. Oh hey, sorry. Didn't see you there. Cheers. So this is the pre-coffee. This is the coffee that comes with your motel room that you have before you go get a coffee with your breakfast.
I built it and everything in here. Then I put the stickers on. Mike put this sticker on, that's why it looks so shit.
Alrighty, so we're all set up here at Driftmasters. The car is more or less ready to go. The girls are ready to go?
Yeah.
Look at the fancy stickers we got. Lake, that's my last name. Everything looks good. And then we're next to Alex in the Drift Ute. This is my favourite sticker on this whole car. Hey Alex.
Hey man.
How you doing?
Good.
Are you feeling confident?
Oh yeah.
Look at this. RB30, single cam, Holden RB30. Nice big turbo. Look at all these. Look at all this framework he's done. All done in the backyard. Makes me look stupid. Makes you still look good though. Looks awesome. I love it. And then you walk around to the back. Look at it. Super pumped. Rear mounted radiator. Full custom rear end with a Nissan. Is it Skyline?
S13.
S13 rear end, same as your E30.
Yeah.
Big fuel cell. Good to go, this thing is epic. Basic interior, hashtag basic bitch. Absolutely love it. And then we come over here and we've got an R31 with a barrow in it. Looks stock, looks like it's supposed to be there. They should have just come out with a barrow in them.
Just soften out your angle and just roll out.
Yeah, but the lead car needs to stay on it.
Yeah,
Chase car.
jump out and straighten up, just chase car, soft roll out, you know what I mean? Yes.
Alrighty, we're all set up, we've got the cars scrutineered and now we are heading out for practice. Damon has done all of the hard work on the car, getting it aligned. I'm just double checking it, make sure it's all good. And then we're going to go out and see if this thing actually works and Tara is going to film while I drive. Let's do this.
What happened?
Zero oil pressure again, drop down, so.
G'day guys, so it's your trusty girls Tara and Nikki here to update you on what's going on in the vlog as Mike and Damon don't have any time. The oil pressure didn't go back up, so they went and pushed some air through it to unblock it, which worked. So now we're just re-draining it and
Put the sump off,
they're pulling the sump off,
pulling the pickup off,
pulling the pickup off,
so we can suss it out and see why it's blocked.
so we can suss it out and see why it's blocked. What happened?
There's no oil pressure still. Crazy, I don't know.
No idea.
So I'm sitting here in accommodation after a very difficult day at the track. Obviously you saw in the video I got one run in, and then you would have seen not much other than us working on the car from then on out. But yeah, we again lost oil pressure after I replaced the oil pump. Yeah, we tried to figure out what the problem was all day. Pulled the sump off, resealed the pickup, put it back on, no oil pressure. Pulled the sump off, dropped the subframe again, pulled the oil pump out, pulled it apart, checked all the parts. It seems like it should be fine. We put that back in, still no oil pressure. Yeah, we can't really figure it out. So it was a bit of a letdown of a day to drive all this way, obviously, and pay all the money for entry and not get to drive at all and watch everyone else drive. It's always a little bit difficult, especially after I've just replaced the engine. And it made good numbers on the dyno, and on the first run that I did, it felt like I had plenty of power and it was going to be super competitive, but that's cars, I guess. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Whew. Alright, so we're back home from South Australia and back in the garage. I was kind of a little bit down in the dumps after everything that happened at that event, so I didn't film anything after what you guys saw in the last clip. Obviously travelling that far to do one lap on the track and spending all that money is a bit of a bummer, but now that I'm back and I'm thinking with a clear head, I figured out what the issue was, and I'm completely to blame for the issue, which is kind of a relief in a way. I feel like an idiot. These are the kind of lessons you learn when you're building cars, I guess. But so the issue was, I've come back, I've taken the sump off the car, and I had a look at the oil pickups, because we did the engine swap a couple of weeks back. The engine that I put in this car is out of a 5 Series BMW, and what I didn't know is that they have a different sump on them. They look exactly the same, but they're slightly deeper, which means that the oil pickup on the sumps sit lower. Here's the oil pickup here from the 5 Series. So I had this in the car because when I did the engine swap, the only thing I swapped was the sump, thinking that they were exactly the same, but I needed the sump off my other engine because it has the turbo oil return welded in, the bung, so I need the turbo oil return. So I only swapped the sumps over, and what that meant was my sump is shallower than the 5 Series sump, so the pickup inside the sump was actually sitting on the bottom of the sump and not allowing it to pick up oil in this little hole. So that's the problem. This was sitting on the bottom of the sump, it was not the oil pump, so now I have 3 good oil pumps. We have oil pressure back again, and we're going drifting tomorrow night at the Keep It Reet event, so there will be drifting in this video, and we are going to go redeem ourselves. Fingers crossed tomorrow night we go out and we just have a solid night of drifting, which I'm pumped about. But I'm going to chuck the car on the trailer. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the track, and it's going to be rad. See you then. Boom! What's up, guys? Just finished work, and we're on our way to Calder Park to do some drifting, finally. I took the car for a quick drive last night. The oil pressure is great, so that's good. So fingers crossed, we just chuck fuel in, and we burn some tyres tonight, which is awesome. Best feeling in the world, finishing work on a Friday to go drifting. Shout out to Keep It Reet for hosting these Friday night drift sessions. Very cool, very chill. Super excited just to jump in the car and have some fun. Can't believe I made that rookie mistake with the oil pickup. It was a very silly and costly mistake. Obviously it's really expensive to go to South Australia, enter Driftmasters and not drift, but that's a lesson learnt, of course. I've got to take that one on the chin, and we're going to move forward. Still a great event. It was really fun to hang out and be there anyway. Shout out to Damon, Tara and Nikki for the support. Those guys are awesome as always. Let's go drifting. Alright, so the car's all set up, we're ready to go out. She seems like she's going to be good, so fingers crossed that everything holds together. Looks rad. It's a beautiful night here, freezing cold, which is great for the car. So I'm going to go out and get some test laps in and see how it goes. Let's do this. Having fun?
Yep.
What's wrong with your car?
The wall hit me.
Oh, the wall hit you? Yeah. Alright, sweet. Not you hit the wall. Alright guys, that's us done and dusted for the night. The car is back on the trailer and in one piece. Shout out J Scott Drifts, what a dude. His S14's freaking rad. What a night, it was so fun. My driving was absolutely terrible, but to be honest, I had to find my confidence again because having so many car issues really just kind of mucked with my confidence a little bit. But by the end of the night, I really felt like I had the layout down, which was awesome. Had a lot of fun. Shout out to Keep It Reet, what an insane event. These Friday night drifts are awesome. Also, RIP M3 front bar, literally in 1,000 pieces. It lasted one event technically. So that's pretty cool, but very stoked to have the issues fixed on this car. This thing, I had it on 8 PSI tonight because I think we were lifting the head a little bit on 12 PSI, so wound it down to 8. She shredded all night. I'm going to put ARP head studs in this, and I feel like we've finally reached a point where this thing could be reliable for a while, which I'm stoked about. It's enough drift events for now. It's back into the T18. What a feeling, man. Feels good. Everyone killed it tonight, so thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram @itsmikellake. Stoked to have fixed my massive fail. Peace, guys.